Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the PayDirt podcast. This is your boy, Timbo Slice, and my man, the Don Father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, my dude? What's going on?
Hey, man. I'm feeling love, bro. I'm feeling love. It's good old Valentine's Day today. To be honest, though, it feels like another Sunday, but I can't complain. I'm blessed. I'm doing well. I'm breathing. It's 2021. It's been like a month and a half. Already a lot of shit's been happening within the past month and a half, football wise and real life wise. So, um, hey, I'm standing on my 2 feet, man. So I got no choice but to be happy.
Yeah, yo, up here in good old New York State, 4 Tuesdays in a row, there's been snow of like 3 inches or more. And what's crazy is Texas right now. Texas is about to get a winter. They have a winter storm warning and ice, and there was 100 car pile up that Donnie just informed me about, and I watched beforehand of this episode. Wow,
Bro,
Texas
bro.
big things right now.
It's crazy right now. It's crazy right now. I mean, we're getting snow in the places that usually don't get snow, and then we're getting sun in the places that usually don't get sun, and then we're getting 2 moons and no place really usually gets 2 moons. I don't know if the ladies and gentlemen heard about
Oh yeah,
the
Dubai.
2 moons that happened in Dubai, but we'll definitely touch on that later in this episode right here. It's definitely just been a crazy year already. We're not even 2 months into it yet. So we're here on Valentine's Day, another good old episode of the Pay Dirt podcast. Me, the Don Father, my man Timbo Slice over here.
Yeah, my dude. It was a good weekend. How was your weekend?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. It was pretty relaxing. I relax for the most part. Weekends technically don't really exist to me because I do work over the weekend sometimes. So
Good. You're getting that weekend check.
exactly, man. You know my motto: as long as the outcome is income. When I look at Cupid, usually that arrow is going to a bag of money. It's not usually to a female. It's to, nah, I mean, I'm just out here securing the bag. Exactly.
Throw
But
it in
I,
there.
yes, sir, yes, sir. But
My
hey, work today. Yesterday, I just relaxed. Actually, watched the movie Judas and the Black Messiahs.
How was that, bro? I didn't get it. I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I've been looking at it and previewing it, and I'm like, this looks like a good one.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was a great movie. I mean, definitely just you can learn a lot from it just in regards to just that whole civil rights era that happened, just doing that whole Black Panther movement. I'm sure people heard of Fred Hampton and just that whole Huey Newton and just that whole Black Panther movement. We all know it was big back in the day, especially here in America. And it was kind of just touching on that, just the whole Black Panther movement and how it happened, what happened to Fred Hampton, and
How
just
got
things of that nature. It was definitely it was a lightning movie.
yeah, how the FBI infiltrated the Black Panther.
Basically, yep, and that basically, yep, and that's unfortunately that's exactly how Mr. Hampton passed away. It was just from informant from that was working with the FBI, that was working with the government. He kind of gave them up, and I feel like that's something though that happens to unfortunately to a lot of these civil rights leaders. It's
Yeah,
always informants and things of that nature. But all in all, though, it was definitely a good movie, and you can learn a lot from it. So if people are just want to sit down and just learn more about the Black Panther Party or just kind of the what happened during the civil rights era in general, it's definitely a movie to watch. Streaming on HBO Max right now. So if you have HBO Max, I'll definitely tune into it and learn a little bit more about what happened back in the day.
yo, I love that HBO Max is doing that now. They're doing the premieres and the things that are and that are in theaters, and then they stream until a certain date till it'll come out. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's one of the reasons why I got it. I saw Kong versus the Godzilla, the trailer, and I was like,
nice. So I
yeah,
haven't watched that one yet.
no, it's not out yet, but
Oh, it's not out. Okay.
and that's on HBO Max. So the premiere, um, one that comes out in theaters, it'll also be on there too. I think that's probably the evolution of where movie theaters and different things are going to go. Because I
Definitely.
want to watch that in my house, and I already pay for a subscription service. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now these days, I don't think movie theaters are going to do as good as they were doing before, especially with this pandemic. And I know AMC they had In regards to investments, I mean, they were going to the moon, but then they're going back to the ground. They were going to the moon, but then back to the ground. But just in regards to the pandemic and all that, and just the AMC and Regal Cinema, I don't think anything's going to be the same again. Most movie theaters are going to be right in your living room, watching on your whatever size TV you have. Unfortunately, because I'm definitely going to miss that movie theater experience. But hey, you can always make your home just as good as a movie theater. Get a good size TV, get a little sound bar. I know Timbo Slice has that sound bar. I believe it's Bose, right? You got the Bose?
No, it's Vizio.
Okay, Vizio.
Phenomenal. Watching games, watching any sort of action movies, like different things. Oh, it's perfect. You have a subwoofer that I put on the ground too, so like you can feel the bass in the ground. It's
Nice.
it's phenomenal. I think what's going to probably happen too is all these streaming companies. They're just going to end up doing those movies that they would have put out on theater.
Mm.
It's probably going to run a lot of old movies that have been remastered. I think
Yeah.
that's how they'll probably pivot to it, if I had to say.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like if when movie theaters do come back, I mean, from last I heard though, in regards to New York State, as you may know, your boy the Don Father's in Virginia now, but always keeping up with New York State and in New York City in general. I heard venues are going to be opening back up again in the next couple of weeks. I think they're going to start allowing like shows and concerts and movie theaters with I guess following the social distancing guidelines. So open it back up, man. It's just
So
we're unscrewing that top. Sounds like Cuomo's unscrewing that top slowly but surely. So
I know
we'll
we're
see
not a
what happens.
political show, but let's just be honest here. The governor in which the state that we grew up, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for Mr. Cuomo. That's all we're gonna really say.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I think Cuomo's just like that strict asshole, but nice principal that we had throughout high school. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he comes off nice, but in regards to him, I guess trying to maintain what's going on right now with this whole pandemic. Some people kind of see it as too much, over the top, strict.
But also it just came out. One of his aides said, "No, we actually the federal government because they covered up the numbers because they didn't want the federal government investigating because they lied about the numbers." One of his aides just came out and said that he's in some deep shit right now.
Oh, really? I didn't even hear about that. Wow.
Yeah, and it just goes to show too. And he also wrote a book on it. So
He wrote a book on how the whole.
to the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, and he won an Emmy and stuff. Like, even though not being a
He won an Emmy.
yeah, the international Emmy for his response to the pandemic, and now it's all this is coming out. He is in some deep shit, but yo, you know who is in deep shit right now? Tom Brady, the the goat wonder.
That was a good segue right there.
So,
I, I was reading that article yesterday.
Lorraine,
Someone's mad. What's her name? Yeah, what's her name? Someone's mad at Mr. Brady.
Lorraine Ducos. She,
Yep. The daughter of Mr. Lombardi.
yeah. Well, I think of it this way: if a person like that's mad at you, did she see what Gronk did the last year they won it in New England? He bunted a baseball off the Lombardi. They've seen
Really?
Lombardi so many times it's just a piece of hardware at this point.
Yeah, definitely. The Tampa Bay Gronkaneers, they had seen enough Lombardi trophies in their life where they see one, it's literally just looking at the sun every time they wake up. It's just, oh, okay, it's there. I've seen this before. And I believe it. I didn't know Gronk did that a few years ago when they won the Super Bowl. He's out here buttoning with the Lombardi Trophy. And excuse me too, it wasn't the daughter of Vince Lombardi. It was the daughter of the Lombardi Trophy craftsman.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the person who specifically made the Lombardi Trophy, their daughter is very mad at Tom Brady right now. I'm sure we all seen that viral video that was going around a few days ago. Tampa Bay held their boat parade, first boat parade ever.
Yeah.
Definitely very interesting. I seen a couple minutes of it.
Yeah. It was really,
It
really
seems
good.
like they're having the time of their lives.
Yeah, they had to be having fun. They deserved it, especially after that. That was probably their first day not getting COVID tested in the past, like what, 19 weeks, if not more.
Yeah, yo.
This
I
lady
mean,
said Tom Brady disgraced and disrespected Lombardi Trophy. Lady, that trophy is probably going to be named after Tom Brady at some point because he's won so many of them.
literally, and it's ridiculous. I feel like I guess some people just when they see something abnormal or something they're not used to, they got to find a way to complain about it. You know, somebody tossing the Lombardi Trophy. I don't think it doesn't hurt considering I forgot who was at the other end of it. I don't think it was Gronk that caught it. Do you remember who caught the trophy like it was a
Uh,
winning touchdown pass?
I can't remember who it was. I think Gronk eventually took it though. Like I think
Yeah, yep. It was a good catch, by the way.
it
It was a
was
good toss. It was a good catch.
bottom of that river.
Yeah. It's definitely like watching Brady on the field, typical pitch and catch. But they
Bro, Twitter is so funny, dude, because that lady, like, they're calling her Karen Lorraine. Like, Karen Lorraine, the new haircut, they're roasting this lady because she's just like, complaining about that. She's getting roasted right now.
yeah, I get his name. So the draftsman of the Lombardi Trophy is named Greg Gross, if I'm pronouncing that right. Greg Gross or Greg Gross. He's the craftsman of the Lombardi Trophy, and that's his daughter. Um, that feels some type of way, I guess. Uh, and to be honest with you, I feel like she should be kind of happy because the Lombardi Trophy is getting a lot of clout right now.
It is.
Everyone's talking about it, considering that Tom Brady did that. So I feel like anything, she should be happy that people are actually hearing about this. In one way or another. So it's not like you said, it's not like the trophy went at the bottom of the ocean. So he tossed it and someone just dropped it or slipped and went down under the water. None of that happened. I mean, there was no scratch in it. I'm sure it's looking nice and shiny around
Yeah.
case. Who knows if it could be in Brady right now on the coast of Tampa Bay.
He definitely has a room just like filled with all his Lombardis, as he should, and all the rings and everything. Now, with that parade, it looked wonderful. Police escorts, the whole thing. That team's
And Tom Brady's $2 million yacht. I believe it was 2 million. It might have been more, but it was
million.
$1 million yacht. That's all I have to say. Tom
Like,
Brady was cruising.
sorry, boys. I'm a little late right now, but it don't matter. This is my seventh time doing this, or was that his eighth? Or I think he's gonna get eight.
Hey, the future. I mean, it's not like he's speaking into existence right now. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised. I know later in this PayDirt podcast episodes, we'll definitely be talking about the NFL team power rankings for next season. We'll definitely let you know how we feel
The way
about
too
where these
early
teams are going to
ones
rank.
too. But obviously,
Yes. I still have the Buccaneers top 5 though. I'll let y'all know that right
yeah,
now though.
same. Uh, I have them top five as well. In the top, the mix of the top three or fourth. Like we know who
Sure.
they are. Yeah, yo,
Sure.
seeing that couple, one person actually who's definitely having a parade right now is our guy J.J. Watt down from Houston. If you guys didn't know, J.J. Watt, Houston philanthropy, um, real big philanthropist down in Houston after Hurricane Harvey, the whole thing. He got released, superstar D tackle, and also defensive end. He's phenomenal. He got released by Houston. He was owed $17 million this year, and they were going to restructure it. And JJ was like, "Listen, I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to. I want to go get a ring. My time is short." 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Donnie, what did you think of that about this, my man?
I mean, it just shows you what's really going on with the Houston Texans organization. It definitely is worse than what we think. I think we kind of touched on this too last episode in regards to Houston Texans. Obviously, with Deshaun Watson asking for a trade, and I think that was just a red flag right there in general. Right when Deshaun requested a trade, and just the I guess in one way or another, the debacle that came after that with the owner and the GM saying there's zero interest in trading Deshaun Watson.
The
You know.
player. No, he said the player. I was like,
See, man, and that just shows you like it is a lot of pettiness going on right now with that Houston organization, and I could see why Deshaun wants out, and obviously J Watt going out and just it it it's just makes you think though.
if
J.J.
you were,
Watt, he made the video. He
yeah,
announced himself. I guess he stated in his video that he put on Twitter that he talked to the GM, he talked to the head coach, he talked to the owner, and told him that he wants to be released, and they granted it, and there was no problems at all. But when it came to Deshaun Watson, though, there was a bunch of problems. They're not even trying to trade him. They're not even trying to release him. They're not trying to do anything in nature.
I'm trying
So it's
to around, but why would he? Why would he want to be there? Like honestly,
exactly.
I wouldn't want to be there. Give me to a place that's trying to win now. Like, don't waste his years. J.J. Watt said, well, "We're sorry we wasted one of your years, dude. Like, you're way too talented."
Literally, and it just makes you think. It's like that just shows you Houston knows that Deshaun Watson is literally the only asset that they have on their team.
Hmm. I
You know what I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
They
Like,
go DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona. Is that'd be a questionable move?
how crazy that is! A fourth rounder for DeAndre Hopkins. A
It
top
makes
five
absolutely no
receiver.
sense. Yep, makes no sense. It just shows you what's going on behind the scenes right now with the Houston Texans organization is definitely a hot mess. I can see Deshaun Watson wants out, and you see why JJ wants out, which he already is out. So
That is not going to be a winning organization like anytime soon. Do you?
no,
We'll talk about J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson. We might as well. It's a different situation, for sure. Both those players have a different situation. J.J. Watt just wants to go win a ring. He wants to do his thing. Uh, Donnie, obviously, y'all know where I want Mister Watt to go.
hey, right next to little bro, could happen.
And
Right next to little
Derek
bro.
Derek Watt's on the other side, and Matt Canada, the new offensive coordinator, wants to use the fullback more. I saw a stat on him today. He uses the fullback a lot more, and that's why Derek Watt's there. They're going to keep him there to also lure JJ there. Uh, I love it personally. I want to see JJ Watt in Pittsburgh. He's not going to get the 17 million that he did before, but he'll command at least 8 or 9, like for
Oh,
sure.
100%. 100%.
For
I
sure.
feel like this point with JJ, he's not even worried about the money right now. Like you said, he's just trying to get a ring. And he's I feel like if any team makes him a good offer, that's where he's going to be going.
Yeah.
Uh
Bills,
he
Packers.
any great team at the moment right now in the NFL that makes him a good offer, that's where he'd be going. Like you just said too, the Bills and the Packers, all great options. Even the Steelers,
Yeah.
playoff candidates of this year. So any playoff candidate this year, I could see JJ going. But I could really could see him next to playing next to little bro. That could happen.
That's what I'm saying is like think about it this way too. You get to join obviously Pittsburgh wants you. They're the top suitor. They're like DJ's like, how many times will I ever get to say I played in the NFL next to my two brothers, my two siblings, all in the same team?
Yeah.
I just feel like that legacy, and especially if they win in Pittsburgh, the Watt family, what, 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 the Watt family, what? If wins there, they're going to be enshrined like royalty in Pittsburgh.
That would be something, man. That's like if all the Ball brothers joined LeBron James on the LA Lakers and they won a championship. That would be literally just legendary right there. That would be something no one will ever forget in a lifetime. So just a one gene playing next to a goat like I listen. I don't want to use the word goat too loosely. I'm a
Yeah,
alternate to the
you
term.
have to do that sometimes, you know.
Once in a while, once in a while. But I'll change it to Mount Rushmore, to a Mount Rushmore player like Big Ben, exactly the GOAT Rushmore, and I'll definitely put Big Ben up there.
Speaking of
Depending on when
that,
he's done.
Big Ben's center he's had for what 7 years. Big Ben center from the Pittsburgh Steelers, All Pro. Um, Pro Bowl as well, Marquise Pouncey. He retired this past week on Thursday, and it makes me wonder. I'm like in Pittsburgh. I'm like Ben said he was going to retire when Marquise said he retired, but also Ben doesn't care about his pay this year, so it makes me think Ben is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. But also there's also a little bit on the other side too, I'm thinking is who would they put if not? I think Ben wants to run it back with his guys and then get going. Oh, speaking of that, in the background, the fan controls football. Wow.
Oh, that's a fact. Yep.
Some highlights.
Hey, as you know, fan control football going to be the new future of football. I don't know, Timbo Slice, you want to touch on that later in the episode. But ladies and gentlemen, fan control football will be coming to a theater near you, to a living room near you.
Yep. But yeah, that
Money Menzel, baby.
Yep. Yeah. And also too with Marquise Pouncey retiring, I just want to say, bro, listen, yeah, thank you for your service to the Pittsburgh Steelers,
bro. I mean, he deserves. I ain't gonna lie, Marquise. He deserves to get that number retired for the Steelers. I feel like he did a lot for Pittsburgh, bro. Especially during these modern times, man. I feel like he definitely just paved the way, just in regards to just kind of leading our organization. He was a baller, bro.
I agree. I 150% agree. And winning, he won 2 Super Bowls too with Ben, so that's awesome news with that. Yeah. Now speaking of a trash ass organization, the Eagles. What do you think they do with Carson Wentz? We heard last week when we did our episode, a deal is imminent. You know, Colts, Bears. What do you think he's going? And let me give you guys some context. It looks like Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting quarterback at the Philadelphia Eagles because they just hired a coach that has known Jalen Hurts since he was 13. So that's about 11, 12 years and played with him and has guided him since then. I'm pretty sure they are looking to get Carson Wentz out, but I think they're probably asking for too much. What do you think, Don?
All in all, if I had to choose, I can definitely see Carson Wentz playing for the Chicago Bears. I could see him still staying in the NFC, and balling out with the Bears. I feel like with the Bears playbook and what they have offensively, it kind of suits Wentz. Him on the Colts, that's a big one right there. And I think too, the trade has to be right. I mean, the Eagles have yet to be offered a first round pick for Carson Wentz.
Why would he's not fixed yet?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a project. Like, do the Bears have the people like to actually fix him, or is it just going to be like another Nick Foles situation? And then also at the same time with the Colts, the
Colts offered a pair of second round picks for him, but
they did.
The Eagles haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, and not on the first round pick too. It's just like if Carson Wentz was the MVP, you wouldn't be looking to trade him if he was worth that first round pick.
Exactly. And I mean too, with Wentz, he's quite possibly has a better chance of golf and justifying the many millions that they have earned, to be honest with you.
A huge contract too. I would be like, you should be paying me to take this off your guys' hands.
I mean, Wentz, he has a long-term deal which pays out $25 million fully guaranteed, and for basically this year.
Also with the Colts too, also the same time with them is that would be a reunion with Frank Reich. He was the coach when Carson was playing his best football, on the offensive side.
Yeah, and that's for sure. And like you said too, I feel like just when it comes to Wentz, he's gonna have to, in one way or another. I don't think it's not his choice. Obviously, it's out of his control. I mean, I think the Eagles are just gonna send him to whatever team offers the Eagles the most beneficiary for the trade. Mm-hmm. But I think it's too. You got to look at every team's cap. what every team money wise has to offer because Wentz's contract is a pretty hefty one.
Yeah,
He's guaranteed $15 million too in 2022. That contract he got is brolic.
15 million.
15 million. 15 million. And that's not even for this season. That's for next season.
You need to be a starting quarterback for those type of dollars. You can't be a backup.
Exactly.
Woo!
Exactly.
Woo!
But if anything, too, I can definitely see him on the Bears. And like we said earlier, the Colts already offered 2 second-round picks. Just the Eagles haven't pulled the trigger yet. And I feel like the goal should always be to buy low and sell high. It's kind of like when we buy our stocks, ladies and gentlemen.
Robin Hood ad, we always buy the dip, baby. I think
I'm saying
someone needs to offer the least for Carson Wentz. Like, maybe even the Raiders with Derek Carr, something like that.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's been rumored right now in the trading block.
Exactly. And I feel like, too, just like leverage-wise, too, the leverage that the Eagles currently possess instantly evaporates, though, if the Colts address their needs elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And with why there's no indication that the Colts are preparing to pivot towards another veteran quarterback. If the Eagles push too hard and wait too long, like the Colts will have no choice but to make other plans. So
Yep.
I don't know if I could see Wentz just on the Colts yet, and that's why I'm kind of favoring the Bears and one way or another.
That'd be such a Colts or such a Bears move, like we said before. That'd be a Bears move to do. I don't know if they have the personnel that can fix him, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I feel like it definitely needs some type of molding and guidance, but I mean, a lot of these players are changing, along with a lot of these coaches are changing. So we can see what happens. These organizations are changing face every season, just in regards to players and just coaches in general. So we never know what's going to happen with that. Where do you see though Temple Slice? If Mr. Wentz had to go somewhere, where can you see him landing?
I was thinking Colts because of that the Frank Reich situation, but I feel like Philadelphia has to make a better offer. They have to take more from the Colts. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to, not take more. They have to give more. Yeah. Not just Carson Wentz, but something else for what they're going to get back. Because it's like, who knows if he's fixable? Does he need to change his scenery? I think so. But at the same time, I'm like, is he just I don't know. And he can ball, too. He's a 5-time FCS champion at North Dakota State. Like, the man can ball. He's got it in him. So I think the Colts maybe even go a little more west.
Yeah, and I can see that. And I can see it, too, definitely being a package deal somewhere, somehow.
Or maybe Denver.
Denver, oof.
I think that's
no Drew Lock. Giving up Drew Lock out in Denver.
You still don't know what Drew Lock is. You really don't.
Yeah. Still a liability at the moment.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, he has flashes of greatness, but at the same time, it's like you need to be always like that.
100%.
To be the guy. Speaking of being the guy, aka Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited.
The Rogers Ray, ladies and gentlemen.
Russell Wilson is now. This is listen, people. This is our new segment, rumor recap. So we're just going through what we've heard over the week. Russell Wilson allegedly, even though it is true because he said it himself, he was tired of getting hit. He's been sacked more than any other quarterback in the previous 9 seasons, and he called out his offensive line. It was his team called them out and said that, and he was sitting right next to Roger Goodell at the Super Bowl less than a week ago.
Hey. It sounds like he's trying to take something out of somebody else's playbook right there to me, to be honest with you.
Stir the pot.
Exactly.
Give me some help. And Chad Wheeler, I think that was his name. We remember that. That was one of his offensive linemen, and he will definitely not be playing in the NFL. He did. He was the one that did that to his girl. Like, oh, just terrible situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wasn't laughing at that statement right there. I was just thinking about just how everything just comes full circle in one way or another. And 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 like you said, man, I think Russell Wilson, he he just needs to find. Obviously, I feel like most teams need to improve offensive line.
Yeah.
But just in regards just the way Russell Wilson plays, I think he definitely needs just a slight improvement of an old line and he'll be okay. But I think it's gonna be more than that. But I get why though he is calling it out and he's calling out publicly. He's kind of I feel like he's kind of taking in one way or another taking an antic from Mr. Watson and what he did, just making it publicly
Yeah.
known that this
Like,
probably
I
fit
need some
needs to
help
be
over
figured
here.
out. Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. Which is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Some people may oppose to that and say, hey, he can keep that private and just have a private conversation with the head coach or GM or owner or things of that nature.
But it's all
But it
about
just shows you though is there's more going on
yeah.
than what meets the surface.
Oh, without a doubt, especially nowadays. Um, let's get your take on a couple things too. Now, J.J. Watt, where do you think he goes? Like, obviously, you know how I feel. Where do you think he goes to? Is there another sleeper team that he goes to and doesn't play with his brothers? Because if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, that means he hates him. Obviously.
I don't know about that. Um, I think J.J. Watt, like you said, he's a philanthropist. He's a very wise dude, and I know he's going to go to a team where he has the best chance of winning the Super Bowl. But at the same time, though, he has a great chance of also just having a great culture that he can adapt to and be part of. As you know, like you stated, your Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely on my list. But I gotta say it too, man. Even those good old Cleveland Browns, man. The Cleveland Browns.
Gangsta.
I already heard they were kind of an option. They were kind of looking at JJ and picking him up, seeing what they can offer him.
Oh yeah.
Him being right next to Miles Garrett, I think that will be something deadly to
That
look
would
at.
be epic.
Deadly, very, very epic. And I can't even imagine. I mean, the Browns are the thing in the playoffs this season.
They
So
did.
with that, if with them adding JJ to the resume on the defensive line, who knows what they'll do. And besides,
They might be dangerous. They might be real dangerous.
bro, you better be scared over there, Tim. And I want you pissing your pants over there. I know the Browns are the Browns, but shit.
Joe Burrow coming up next year.
Woo, woo, exactly,
Woo.
exactly. I mean, though, besides the Browns, I already know the Browns and the Steelers. They've been talking about picking up Mr. J.J. Watt. I know. I can see him on even on the Green Bay Packers, man. I think the Packers need improvement with the defensive
Yeah.
line, and I feel like they added a couple extra weapons on their defense. We can see Aaron Rodgers, hopefully, hopefully in that Super Bowl next year.
Yeah.
Mr. Rodgers is due. I definitely see Green Bay kind of seeing what they got with him. I mean, considering too, J.J. Watt is a Wisconsin native.
Yeah.
Let's not forget,
He's a Wisconsin fan, and he's also
and he's a Packers fan. He's a Packers fan as a kid.
fan. So it's like I think them or even the Bills.
Yeah, yep, exactly. I mean, some were cold, some were cold. I could definitely see him in Green
He's a big
Bay.
tough dude. You ever see that picture of him with his nose broken and it's just like coming down his face and he's walking on?
Yeah, like he's got done with like he was in the middle of a UFC fight or something like
Yeah.
that.
No. That's
The
just
dude is a beast.
how he played.
It is. The dude is the beast. I mean, I could definitely see him. That's why I could definitely see him go back to Wisconsin, just playing that raw, rugged football out in that negative sub-0 degree weather with Aaron Rodgers on the opposite side of the ball. Back in his hometown. I mean, he was a Packers fan as a kid. He grew up in Wisconsin, so I could see him with that Packers defense, if anything or one other. I mean, Watt and Aaron Rodgers also said to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
So him having a relationship with Aaron Rodgers in itself, I mean, shit, why not?
What?
Why not? I mean, and two in which each two with they're going to appraise the other in their years competing against each other. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched every time Houston did play Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers and J.J. Watt always had a great conversation after the game. You can tell they really do admire each other's game.
Two legends.
Exactly.
They
On
played
on the opposite sides of the ball. So
back.
I think if Green Bay has that leadership with Aaron Rodgers and they have that leadership with J.J. Watt on the offensive side, and we got the defensive side with great leadership, hey, the Packers, they might be invincible next year. So I can definitely see them on Green Bay too.
I agree. And then, do you think Russell Wilson? Do you think Russell Wilson goes anywhere, or do you think he's just calling out for help?
No, Russell Wilson's not going anywhere at all. I think Russell Wilson's Seattle's his home. He's going to stay in Seattle. Unfortunately, though, I think Russell Wilson has a lot of playoff episodes. I mean, Russell Wilson's been to the playoffs, I believe, 8 times in his whole career, which is pretty impressive to me.
That's remarkable.
It really is, man. It really is, and I believe he's been in the league between I want to say just a decade or maybe a little over a decade. So he went to the playoffs for most of his career. He went to the playoffs 4 straight years. Pretty impressive. He has
wow.
He has one Super Bowl under his belt. He should have another one, but that's another story right there. Hey man, somebody give me some Skittles. That's all I have to say. But we see though at the end of the day, if you
they got
exactly. If you had to lose against someone though, I would rather lose against a GOAT like Tom Brady. That's all I have to say. But to answer your question, Timbo Slice, I don't think Russell Wilson's going anywhere. I think he's just
calling out for help, right?
Exactly.
That okay?
Exactly. It's a little SOS. It's a little SOS, and that's it.
SOS. I got you. Okay. We got to Carson, Russell, Derek Carr. Do you think he's out of Las Vegas? He gets traded, or you think that's just a bluff because he's got Marcus Mariota behind him too? So. Either way, I heard they could also trade Marcus Mariota as well, which might not be a bad idea. He played lights out for a half.
Yeah. With Derek Carr, man, it's a toss up. It's a tough one. And I really feel like this season, this off season with the free agency in regards to NFL and all that, we're going to see some unexpected things that we weren't expecting.
Salary cap's going down, so some people are going to be released that you would like JJ.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. I mean, we fuck around and see Derek Carr out in New England. I mean, playing under Bill Belichick, if anything, if he wanted him that bad.
Yeah.
But it depends. I really think Derek Carr is going to stay in Las Vegas. He's going to stay on the Raiders. But at the end of the day, though, it just depends on how some of these teams are actually quite desperate for a quarterback. But also, too, it depends on how much money these teams have because Derek Carr has a heavy contract, extremely heavy contract. And we all know New England's definitely looking for a good, solid quarterback. But I don't think it's going to be Derek Carr. I think Jimmy G is going to be back in New England. We're going to hear that by the end of the summer. I can see Jimmy Garoppolo playing back in New England.
The 49ers said they're likely to keep Jimmy. But
I think it's Cap, man. Cap, literally and figuratively, Cap.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of these teams say one thing, but when a team offers something that they like, they're going to take it. And I think if Bill Belichick wants something, he's going to get it. And we all know Bill Belichick wanted to let Tom Brady go because of Jimmy Garoppolo.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? And when Bill Belichick wants something, he's going to get it. So I could kind of see that happening. And if anything, too, man, I could see Deshaun Watson maybe possibly going to San Francisco, if anything. If that domino effect took place like that.
They said the Jets are most likely out of that conversation of the top teams for Deshaun Watson. But who really knows at this moment? Because the Texans said we're not trading them.
Yeah. And in regards to free agency, we know the Super Bowl just happened last weekend. I feel like a lot of these teams be saying one thing, but it's meaning a whole nother thing. And I feel like once when mid-spring comes, it's going to be a whole different story. I really don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be in Texas. I don't think he's going to be in Texas, but when all said is done, when that 2021 season starts.
That organization is trying to get run down to the ground by Jack Easterby. Some clips of him came out this week, absolutely hilarious of like his sermons and different things. This is a guy who is a chaplain for New England, and somehow made his way. He's starting to make decisions with the owner of the Texans. Man, Cal McNair. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, seeing that kind of stuff is pretty alarming. I must say. There's some clips of him that came out. I'm gonna try and find them right now.
It definitely is. It's pretty abnormal. That's why I feel like this whole off season is going to be unexpected. No lie. A lot of these teams are going to have a lot of new faces. And here with the PayDirt podcast, me, the Don Father, and Temple Slice will definitely, like I said, have our power rankings for each team for this upcoming season. Because none of these, I don't think a lot of these teams are going to look completely the same as they did this past season.
I agree. Okay, so I got a little something something for you guys. One of his stand-ups. Here, hold on. Let me play this for you guys, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Hold on.
You know. All right, I want the guys. 1, 2, 3. You know. See, the girls are getting it, right? Guys, I want the guys. 1, 2, 3. You know.
Quick reminder, everybody. This guy basically runs the Texans organization with Cal McNair. Cal McNair, the owner of the Texans, is getting absolutely taken advantage of right now. So hold on.
Hey guys, you know. Guys, you know.
Wow.
Since you travel all over the country, right? So
here we
on
go.
the West Coast, you go and crowd really
This
shows
is
you like
hilarious.
the kind of people that are in that area. So on the West Coast, like you got the West Coast for a game, and you get there, and people are in the parking lot, and they're like, got the surfboards on top of their Jeeps, and they're sitting there, and they're like, dude, like the game's at 4. I'm just telling you, if the game will be wrapped up around 7, like we can catch your wigs tonight. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, this is going to be awesome. I mean, we're just in the West Coast, man. It's just chill, you know what I'm saying? It's just everybody relax, like we're down 20, but it's all right, okay? Like chill, bro. And then you go down to the Midwest, right? Like you get into the Bobby's world, don't you know? Like you get into the don't you know? Like don't you know? I'm playing Minnesota, here in the crowd, so everybody's chanting about Minnesota, don't you know? And I know we're down 15. We come back, don't you know?
Don't you know?
And then you get down in Texas, right? And the belt buckles come out. I mean, they just
you guys should see what he's doing right now.
I feel like to talk to somebody, I need to email their belt buckle and get permission. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, hey man, how you doing? What is that? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? And so when we were just there, like recently in Houston, people put their thumbs back behind them. You know what I'm saying? And they talk to you and they're like, hey, everything's big in Texas. And then they get to stomp and the little heels are going.
Everything.
You go up to New York, right? You go up to New York. And I mean, you walk in the stadium, and as soon as you walk in the stadium, what you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm looking at the game. I mean, there's a game. What are you looking at? What's up, kid? What you looking at, son? Kid, not your son. He's here for the game, bro. Like, chill out, man. It ain't that serious, right? And then where I'm at, like in Boston, right? Everybody says this phrase that's huge. It's like, yo, we got to go pop the car.
Pop the car.
What are you talking about? We got to go pop the car. I'm like, what do you pop the car? Like, it's an A, bro. Park the car.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that man is a chaplain of the Lord, one of the children of Jesus, and is somehow making decisions high up in the Houston Texans organization. He's like the American dream. Well, I think that's a good way to conclude our NFL rumor.
That definitely says it all right there. I have to say that definitely says it all.
Yes, the first,
especially in regards to Houston's
without football. This is what you guys are going to get now that we don't recap games. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that you're getting the NFL rumor recap.
I love it.
Timbo
I
Slice
love it.
and the God, the Don Father. We'll be right back. We got a new segment, Pay or Dirt,
Yes, sir. Pay our dirt.
PayDirt podcast. We will be right back.
Stay tuned, baby.
Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned.
Acting always in full effect. You know, it's the
Oh,
off. Yeah, man. You know, it's the one and only Don Father with the one and only Timbo Slice.
my God.
Yes, sir. We're always back in action. Hey, the football season is over. That doesn't mean we're over.
Or wait. Or is it?
That is a very, very good question. And that leads us to our next segment, the pay or dirt segment right here. I mean, we're gonna pay some money. We're gonna talk about it if it's worth it. But if it's dirt, we ain't gonna talk about it.
We are going to decide on this segment if we're going to pay it some attention or we are going to let it slide and put it in the dirt. Yo,
Exactly. Put it in dirt.
Put it
Ace
in
at
dirt.
Ferg voice.
Speaking about putting things in dirt and people, the fan-controlled football league. Bro, did you see that over the weekend? It streams live on Twitch, 50 yards, 7-on-7, and to get an extra point, the team has to have a wide receiver and a DB go one-on-one to get the extra point. Absolute battle. Johnny Manziel was handing off touchdowns to Dalvin Cook's cousin. I mean, what else could you want? It's like Madden and fantasy and the same thing with real human beings.
Bro, this sounds like something epic. I'm going to sit here live and direct, and ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Timbo Slice put me onto this. It's called the FC. I believe it's the FCFL, Fan Controlled Football League, where literally fans decide every move that each team does. Looks like there is 4 teams here. We got the Glacier Boys, the Wild Aces, the Beast, and I believe there's one more. Hold on, let me get this right. And the Zappers. So there's 4 teams, the plays that they call during the game, the uniforms they wear, the names that they put on the jersey, the logos, everything is controlled by the fans. It's like a fantasy league, but real live and direct with actual football games. This is definitely a paid segment right here. Pay it. Let us know, Timble Slice. What is this league about?
1 hour games, fast-paced, hard-hitting, no replay running clock, all action. I was like, okay, let's go. No kicking, special teams. It's all one-on-one, 1-versus-1 battle. 1 hour games are fast-paced. They go through Saturday as game day. Wow. Defense is a squad. The offensive line is a squad. So no bandwagon fans. There's a live weekly draft in the fan control league. Man up. There's a pre-draft show. Real-time play calling. You do it on Twitch. There's drone cams, helmet cams, and virtual reality. Madden view from a drone. That could be your camera angle. Wild. The all-fun league. Player entrances that are like WWE. End zone specifically designed for TD celebrations. Lights, LEDs, lasers, and cryo like a rock concert. They said we're putting the fun back in football.
I think this is what we need, man. I mean, we're only literally a month and a half into 2021, and the Super Bowl just happened last weekend. Football season is over. College football is over.
I'm missing it, bro, already.
I am too. Now they're gonna drop a bomb on us and do this fan control football league. This is different right here. I'm reading right now on Twitch with the app. It looks like they have their own personal app. You'll see a run or pass when your team is on offense. Pick one, and you'll see 4 diagnosed play options. Lock in your favorite, and you'll get notified which play won the vote. And watch the play unfold on the field in real time.
That's wild.
And like Timbo Slice said, this is literally just like playing Madden, but you don't even have the control in your hands. You just need to download the app and see what happens.
This is phenomenal. I'm signing up now, and I'm going to let you guys all know how this is.
Perfect. Live and direct here, baby.
I just joined it. Let's see. Marshawn the Beast. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Marshawn for my favorite team.
There you go.
Austin Eckler runs a team, the Wild Aces. Wow. The Glacier Boys, too. Quavo and Richard Sherman. This is phenomenal.
I mean, we got some big names in there, so I feel like it's definitely something that's going to be
Talent.
here for a little bit. Exactly. I mean, just not to say that celebrities, we got celebrities involved, is something big, but these are people with money, ladies and gentlemen, and as you know, money make the world go around. And all it does is take a little bit of money to make a league pop. And I'm sure we all know about the big three when it comes to basketball, what Ice Cube is doing, and other individuals. And the big three has been something that's been definitely successful in regards to just the basketball season being the off season in regards to the NBA. The big three is a big deal, and I feel like this kind of it's not exactly the same as what the big three does because literally these are fans controlling the plays and what happens on every aspect, but it just shows you if you get some people involved, put a bunch of smart heads in one room, creative heads in one room with a bunch of money in their pockets, they can make it happen.
They can make things very interesting and like it's exactly. On Twitch.
This is the original idea right here.
Saturdays are game days. It literally goes from you can see 4 games from 5 through like 8, 9 o'clock. Like just boom.
Okay.
Easy, fast paced, right in front of your. I would spend a couple hours watching it without a doubt.
I'm interested, man. I'm definitely gonna see what this is about.
I already signed up on the app. I want to definitely like see if I can get interactive. I wonder if you have to pay to get your decision or something. How if so many people are on it? Maybe people are just given 2 plays and whatever the higher percentage is. Those are the plays that you're gonna run.
Yeah, I feel like it's literally like a poll. I think right when fans are just engaged in the game, watching the game.
Quick decision too.
Exactly. It's just either you choose run or pass. All right. You choose run. Then they show you a bunch of run options, and I think they just kind of choose from that. And whatever exactly what run play happens, if you do choose a run option, that's what's going to happen. So it's different.
They'll take the certain percentage that has been voted on, and like, okay, it'll give the offense 2 plays. You either run this one for your run, this one for your pass. Like,
yep.
You're only 50 yards. I think we should definitely pay some attention to fan controlled football, and we're going to be signing up and seeing what it do. Maybe it could be a sponsor of the show at some point. The podcast and fan controlled football. FCF,
that's for sure.
You know, maybe sports book, something like that. You never know the opportunities. Now, another thing that was wild that I was so happy that happened as well. This wasn't Saturday. The opening of fan control football is the night before. I watched Chappelle show again on and on Netflix. We're glad Dave is getting paid. So for that, we have to pay.
That's a fact, man.
So 2021, we're getting back on track.
I agree, and I hope we stay on track. I mean, just the Dave Chappelle show being back on Netflix, it seems like another Dave Chappelle specials in the making right now. Hopefully that'll be coming soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all heard the current news too. Mr. Chappelle actually did catch the Rona. He did catch the Rona within the past couple of weeks, but it seems like he's doing all right.
Which we've all had it,
maybe at one point or another.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to look at. It just shows you the power of the people, man. I mean, we got fans controlling what plays are being called on the football field, and now we got Dave Chappelle back on Netflix because of the voice of the people, and hopefully things just keep progressing. Definitely a lot going on.
If people don't know too, we'll give them a little rundown on what happened with him and Netflix. So, Dave had HBO Max and Netflix both streaming his Chappelle show. Phenomenal show. We grew up on it. One of some of the funniest shit. But Dave, because of his contract, he walked away, and the Comedy Central company that's owned them and pays them didn't want to pay him for his content, even though it was his content. So Netflix and HBO, they went to bat and went to pay him so he could get his shit back on there, and they took care of him. They're like, we get it. And now it's back on Netflix and HBO Max, and couldn't be happier about it. I definitely had to pay some attention to that this week.
Definitely, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, Chappelle's a
classic. Keeps me laughing. So hopefully we'll keep those good vibes going for the rest of the year. I'm definitely looking forward to the Chappelle Show being back on Netflix. And I mean, and speaking of funny, we're here with the Pay Dirt podcast. This is the Pay or Dirt segment. We're not just talking about football here. We gotta talk about something that's just been going viral these past few days.
Yep.
We gotta talk about Miss Gorilla Glue girl. I'm sure y'all heard about that Miss Gorilla Glue girl. I guess it's some random girl, right? Decided to take some Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
And just throw it in her hair, thinking that was going to solve some problems. Allegedly, though, from what I'm hearing, she may be just a little bit illiterate. She was thinking that when she saw that Gorilla Glue was actually a hair product, so she brought it and she put it in her hair, thinking it was a hair product. And next thing you know, literally, all her hair was stuck to her scalp. So what she did is that she went to the store. She thought some reason, I don't know the exact reason. Some reason she thought she was buying a hair product when she looked at Gorilla Glue, but it wasn't that. I'm sure we all know what Gorilla Glue is. It's probably one of the most stickiest solid glues you can ever have in your life.
She literally couldn't move it. She's washed it so many times, and I mean, she had a GoFundMe set up for her, and like in principle, let's think about it this way. Okay, it was her stupid decision, she did that, but there's a twist in this. Also, the Gorilla Glue girl, Triple G, there was $20,000 raised for her.
Triple G, I love it. I love it.
Donating.
That's a fact.
Like she's donating that money, so good for you, Gorilla Glue girl. The Triple G lives on as an OG.
That's a fact. That just shows you the power of TikTok, and I guess here too. She's seen a TikTok video. TikTok is deadly because there's a lot of. It's like in general the internet is deadly. But I feel like a lot of these kids on TikTok are looking at TikTok videos specifically thinking that that's the truth, that's facts, and they're learning simple stuff that I thought was common sense. I remember I seen a TikTok video the other day. I don't personally have TikTok myself. These videos are everywhere now on YouTube.
Yeah, it's in your face whether you want it to be or not.
Exactly. And they're talking about how, did you know a toaster had a crumb catcher? And I'm sure us old heads, we know when you have a toaster, there's something at the bottom of it that you can take out that catches all the crumbs when you put bread in it, waffles in it, and we got to dump it every once in a while, right?
Wow.
I to me that was common sense. I always knew there was a crumb catcher in a toaster.
I didn't know that. Wow, you learn something new every day. You learn something new every day.
Hold on. Little mishap right now. Timbo Slice. Did I hear that right? Did you also state you did not know that?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Real quick right now. Do you have a toaster in your kitchen?
Yes.
Go get it.
I can't
unplug it and go get it right now for us, please. Please.
I'm not doing it. I know now.
We don't. Okay, he doesn't want to look too stupid here, live and direct.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's very interesting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I thought it was a Generation Y thing. I thought it was for individuals who are 21 years and younger. But I guess a lot of people don't know there is a crumb catcher in toasters, and I'm pretty sure it's in 97% of toasters. So Timbo Slice is in that dumbass category now.
Jeez. Coming at me.
Nah, he's happy
Valentine's Day to you too, bro.
Hey, I love you too, homie. I love you too. I won't say that. I that was a lack of better terms right there. I just keep it at more of the uncommon sense category.
Yo, that was cold. Just like, wait, the next thing on our list, the Texas winter storms. There was a 100 car pileup beforehand because of ice. they're about to get negative like 20 degrees down there as a low. They're saying make sure you have water dripping so your pipes don't freeze. Like they're not used to this. They're like, wow, this is really proof of climate change, my friend. Mini ice age. They say we're due.
Yeah, man. I exactly don't know what's going on in Texas right now. Um, I just know I'm here down south right now in Virginia. I'm in the kind of they're right near Suffolk County, right near Virginia Beach, and it's literally been cold here for the past like 3 or 4 days. And when I say cold, I mean cold and rainy. Just everything has just been cold in general. Cloudy days, or it's been probably been raining for the past 3 or 4 days. So if it's raining down south, most likely it's going to be snowing up north.
Yeah.
Luckily though, it hasn't been as bad as Texas, where ice has been forming on the roads and the streets and things of that nature. But I can definitely see if it dropped another 5 degrees, it will be a problem. It's literally been raining all day, every day here since I want to say maybe since Wednesday. So it seems like Texas though for some reason, for some unfortunate reason, been encountering some colder weather, and so that when it's raining, it turns to snow, and if it doesn't turn to snow, it's turning to ice,
Yeah, I got
and
I
that
got a
sounds crazy.
cool article from Reuters right now. I'll read it to you guys. So, icy weather chills Texas wind and energy as deep freeze grips much of U.S. Ice storms knocked out nearly half the wind power generating capacity of Texas on Sunday as a rare deep freeze across the state locked up turbine powers while driving electricity demand to record levels, the state grid operator reported. Holy shnikes.
Wow, wow. I'm just hoping that doesn't manifest out of Texas and just hits every other state down south. Because if that happens, man, it just shows you there's no escaping this cold weather. Because for that to be happening in Texas right now is ridiculous. And I'm sure you guys heard about that over 100 car pile up that happened. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday night, just due to the icy environment, icy surface on the highways in Texas.
Wow.
Unfortunately, 5 people passed away, dozens injured, and it is
What?
definitely a crazy thing going on right now. I mean, 2021 couldn't get any stranger. I mean, 2020 started off crazy. 2021 started off. I don't know. I don't know if I could say crazier, but maybe just as crazy. Considering it all started with the Capitol riots, Gorilla Glue Girl.
Wednesdays, on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
We
on
had
a Wednesday.
to start off the pandemic last year.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, all positive energy and prayers going to Texas right now.
Things as well, and also talking about what's going down in Texas. Someone that recently moved down to Texas along with Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, said there will be regular missions to Mars by 2023 on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Pay or dirt.
I think this is a pay. You got to pay.
I mean, we talk about Mr. Elon Musk. He sounds like a future god to me. I mean, Dogecoin going to the moon.
Dogecoin is going to the moon. I just bought and sold some because I knew it was going to dip back down. So I bought the dip, and now I'm up again. You know what I mean?
Hey, there you go.
When that keeps going and when it goes to $1, I mean, Elon's tweeting about that. He's also, regular missions to Mars. He's like, oh, I'm also building a hover car, different things. Man, this man, there's definitely no dirt about him. He's one of, if not the smartest human being on the planet. We're gonna be going places. Would you, given the opportunity, if you could afford it, or even something got it for free, would you go?
Would I go to Mars?
Yes, sir.
I would, but it would be based on specific variables and circumstances. It's kind of like this damn vaccine that's going around right now.
Yeah.
Personally, me, I'm sitting back and waiting.
Yeah, same.
I mean, so if a case comes though where normal civilians, your average middle class civilians, able to travel to Mars, or just in general, if I was able to afford it, I would. But I would need to know that it is a thorough
operative, sufficient, and safe service.
Okay.
And I would definitely do it. I mean, they're already talking about Uber, in regards to helicopters and planes, going to be a thing soon. I heard that they already kind of launched in California. Just you can call literally an Uber helicopter. You could be could be in L.A. and San Diego in less than 30 minutes. Exactly. But I would definitely go to Mars, man. It would just have to be safe and sufficient, and that's all I ask for. And I feel like what Elon Musk is doing is pretty fucking legendary, and it's legendary and futuristic at the same time. So that just says a lot. And I mean, we gonna see what happens in the next 4 or 5 years, man. And like you said, I know they're talking about colonizing Mars. So
That's another thing he was talking about. He was talking about that, and also aliens too, which I don't. I say this is dirt. We pass him by on this. He said there's no physical evidence of them being on Earth and whatnot. And I'm like that's exactly what someone who is an alien on Earth would say. He like kind of was laughing about it, whatnot, like on the podcast and stuff. And he's like, yeah, there's no physical evidence they're here among us, but there is evidence that they are, in the sky and different things. And I'm like, that's exactly what an alien would say. That is on Earth.
is Elon Musk an alien? Breaking news right here.
Breaking PayDirt podcast.
Nah, but awesome real talk though. I mean, that dude is literally just he's on a different level in general. He really is, just in regards to just with Tesla and everything he's done with going to space. I mean, and he's really seems like he's a down to earth guy. I mean, it seems like he's just a normal guy that you can kind of just have a casual conversation with.
Yeah, thinks before he speaks. That's why I like how he speaks, because it's very easy for people to understand, but also at the same time, he's like just talking. You get him loose, he's just a regular human being, but obviously he's just on another wavelength of thinking.
Hey, he is, and last I heard, I know he had a I'm sure y'all heard of Clubhouse. It's a new app that's been exploding within these past few weeks. I mean, Clubhouse is like, I don't know if you guys know Omega, but I feel like it's just literally it's just like a webcam social media thing. It's just you go live on your webcam, if it's your laptop or your phone, and you can just invite people to talk about whatever topic you want to talk about. And Elon, yeah, Clubhouse has been a big thing the past few weeks. Elon Musk actually had one. He had like a little Clubhouse a speech last week where it was like literally over like 5,000 people joined. He almost shut the app down, shut Clubhouse down, because he was just talking about everything that was going on within the stock market.
Robinhood, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. We also too went over that the MJ stocks went up and then they went back down too. They regulated this week. That was another thing that the Wall Street and Reddit did. Definitely not putting dirt on that one. What's something that you would not pay attention to that was dirt, Donnie?
That was dirt. I mean, I think we spoke about it at the beginning of this episode. I know we're going to talk about Tom Brady throwing that Lombardi trophy, but we got
definitely
that is dirt, and I'm not going to give any more attention to that.
Yeah.
I think she just needs to mind her business and appreciate the clout that Lombardi trophy's getting right now, because it got tossed over the sea from one boat to another by a goat. I think she should appreciate that. I get it though, but that's dirt. What else is dirt though? Listen, I'm not trying to sound like a hater right now. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, because he still needs to prove more to me. I know you guys might see what's in my background right now. It's not no football, but it's good old basketball. That LaMelo Ball hype that's going on right now is dirt. I'm not going to speak on it. I know you guys been seeing it. They're hyping this man up like he's the next Michael Jordan. Don't get me wrong. LaMelo Ball, for a rookie, he's doing what he got to do. But I feel like they're putting way too much energy on it. I think they need to give this man at least a half a season, see how he is by the end of the season, see if the Charlotte Hornets even make it to the playoffs.
See if they're for real. Definitely see if they're for real.
You know what I'm saying? They're acting like LaMelo Ball's a god right now, but he still has some stripes to earn from me. So that is definitely a dirt segment right there. I'm sure we all been seeing the LaMelo hype lately.
That's what I agree. I agree with you there. All right, that's what we covered everything, my dude. We went through the rumor recap in this episode. We went to PayDirt segment. We did it. We did another one. We brought the house down.
Another one.
Yeah, we're going through the off season. I think next couple episodes too will. As far as football, did you see Trevor Lawrence through? And he also has to have surgery for 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I was actually going to touch on that. It's funny because you could talk about Trevor Lawrence being definitely one of probably first round draft pick.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Potentially future
Meyer was literally 6 feet away from him like this at
knowing he's most likely he's about to be his coach again in the NFL, which is going to be big.
Yo, did you also see too? I think this would be a good time to mention it. That Urban Meyer, he brought the guy in from Iowa that got released because of the racist remarks against him, like players that he was talking about him and different stuff. I was like, wow, why would he hire him?
I ain't hear about that.
Shit. Literally 2 days later, the guy resigned because the internet blew up when that happened.
Oh wow. It just shows you too, because I know in regards to Trevor Lawrence getting his surgery soon. They rushed that pro day for him because they said usually players have at least 6 weeks, a month and a half to get ready for a pro day, but Trevor Lawrence really only had 2 weeks.
Doyle he resigned from the Jaguars. He's the guy that Urban brought in. Yeah, people are like, yeah, that just goes to show you the buddy system that is the NFL. And I was like, yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Nah, for sure. And I just gotta praise it though, because I mean I think Trevor Lawrence could do big things. They rushed that pro day because he acts like you said, Timble Slice. He is about to get surgery soon. And as you guys know too, the GOAT, the present GOAT right now, we're talking about a potential GOAT in Lawrence, but the present GOAT, Tom Brady's actually about to get surgery on his knee within the next couple of days.
Minor.
Yeah, a minor surgery, but surgery nonetheless. But from what I heard though, Trevor Lawrence did fantastic, did amazing at that pro day. I think he's going to be.
Last throw was to a dude that played for Notre Dame and didn't get a shot last year, so that was good for him too. He caught that, boom, like
see,
he sealed someone's problem.
That's what great players do. Great players make average. Average or just mediocre players look awesome. And I think that Trevor Lawrence effect is going to be big. And like Temple Slice said, he was thrown to a wideout that got released. That's not even like the free agent right now. And he made him look like an all-star. Mm-hmm. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a baller in this league next year. And we'll definitely, I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do. I could see the Jaguars most likely picking him first round, first pick.
They might get 6 wins next year, 6-7 wins.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. Sad to say for the good old Jacksonville, but
1-15, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We'll see what Mr. Lawrence does, man.
Yeah. We'll see.
Hopefully, Mr. Brady's surgery. You know it's a minor surgery, but hopefully that goes well too. And I gotta speak on it real quick too. Last night I know we had a few UFC fights, a couple boxing matches too. Timble Slice, you want to just touch on those UFC fights real quick? We got it playing in the background right now.
Yeah.
How those fights go last night?
Usman beat Burns. I know that. Let me make sure so I can give you all the correct information. Because you know what I mean. I always want to make sure that I give
thorough. We're thorough out here.
Kamaru Usman, he's 18-1. That man, he won by a technical knockout round 3 with 34 seconds left over Gilbert Burns. Usman, welterweight guy, is absolutely electric. We had a couple different ones. Women flyweight, Macy Barber, 8-2. She fought against Alexa Grasso, 13-3. She ended up winning by decision round 3 with 5 minutes left to go. Middleweight, Kevin Gastelum beat Ian Heinschen. It sounds like 17-6. No contest decision round 3. 5 minutes left to go. Featherweight, Ricky Simon versus Brian Keller. 18-3. Ricky Simon. He beat him in decision round 3. 5 minutes left to go. Middleweight, Maki Pitolo lost to Julian Marquez 8-2. Maki was 13-8. Submission with 4:17 left to go in round 3. So some big fights. See, the only thing with UFC, like, I want to stay up and watch them, but then at the same time, there's only like 1 or 2 fights I really want to watch, the prelims and different things. I'm like, unless it's a stacked card, you know?
Yeah. Nah, I get that. And I feel like it's just so crazy, man, because it's just, when it comes to the UFC, man, it's just like, I feel like till this day, though, I know Timbo Slice, he's a big fan of the man over there, Mr. McGregor. I guess, I can say at the moment, he still is kind of the poster child, for the UFC, even though he did have that loss, that KO, that against Mr. Danny Boy, who knocked him the fuck out. But I think that rematch is definitely gonna be something to look at. I think McGregor, McGregor gets arrogant. He gets a little too cocky, especially when you put a bunch of money in his pocket.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't hungry enough.
Yeah, exactly. So Danny had to break his leg and knock him out to wake McGregor back up, and I think that's definitely gonna be a rematch to look forward to later in the future. I think from what I'm hearing, they're gonna be fighting over the summer again. Once McGregor's back 100%. That's definitely going to be something to look at. But like Temple Slice said, there was definitely a lot of great UFC fights last night. That Kamaru Usman, he did his thing with a KO against Burns, TKO against Burns.
Monster. He's an monster.
Yep. And hey, shout out to my ladies too. I know Alexa Grasso, and Macy Barber. They actually went at it last night too. I'm really too. When my man Jorge going to be fighting again? Do you have any update on that?
Masvidal?
Yeah.
It's the Masvidal.
That's actually one household name though too when it comes to UFC. I'm not a big UFC guy or boxing guy, but I pay attention here and there.
Oh, Jorge Masvidal questions Usman's call for rematch. Wow.
Sounds something in the making.
I love watching them fight.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. So definitely something to look forward to. I know there is besides the UFC too, there's definitely was a few boxing matches last night that also happened. We're here with the PayDirt podcast. Like we talked about, we're gonna be expanding on a bunch of sports.
Show. You know what I mean? We are
exactly. Exactly. So I'm definitely looking forward to just in regards just besides NFL. I know we got hockey season going on right now. I'm sure we'll touch on that in later episodes. Also too with the UFC and boxing going on. There's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. The NBA season is already back in full effect right now. So
pitchers in baseball, they already reported to spring training.
Yeah, yep. So
season, baby, let's go.
Let's go, Yankees. This is the Yankees podcast right here, man. The Yankees almost had it last year.
Touching on the Yankees, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact. So definitely a lot to look forward to. Really, too much to touch on in one episode. But we'll definitely see what happens in these coming days.
There he goes.
There we go. I'm back in action.
Hell yeah,
vibes.
I can't wait for our next episode. We're gonna make this probably a Sunday night permanent thing. Do some different segments, and we also would love your guys' suggestions down in the comments section, or on SoundCloud or Facebook, or just text us. Let us know, because we want to hear from you guys, the people that watch. Donnie, isn't it crazy? There's people that watch us talk about what we love.
Hey, as long as it ain't the feds, I'm good, bro.
Hey, it's free. I fully agree with you.
But nah, on some real though, I love it, man. Any type of support that we get with this podcast, just listeners and just people watching and listening on the YouTube channel
Yeah, because this
that
stuff,
we just recently launched.
we work hard at this, and we want to bring you guys the best we possibly can.
Exactly, and trust me, we'll be improving. I mean, day by day, week by week, we'll be improving. We'll be improving our content. We'll be improving our sound quality. We'll just be improving everything and overall. So we definitely haven't hit our pinnacle with this podcast. So just prepare for this to get better. I mean, if you're enjoying it now, just know it's only going to get better from here. So
we gotta hit PayDirt. We gotta hit that PayDirt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, it's a PayDirt podcast. It's PayDirt podcast on YouTube. It's PayDirt podcast on Twitter, on Instagram. It's PayDirt podcast on SoundCloud. So, hey, you know where to find us, guys. Just type in the PayDirt podcast, and we'll be here updating you guys with any football news, sports news. Exactly.
We're trying to be the best show out there. Like, let's.
Hey, that's the goal. We have not hit our pinnacle yet, man. So we're definitely heading to the moon right now. So, I love it, man. I love it, man.
And we're so happy to bring you guys the PayDirt podcast, hosted by the boy Timbo Slice, my guy, the Don Father. Take us out.
Hey, all I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, just be as happy as Tom Brady looked when he got off that damn boat, drunk as hell off of tequila, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah, I love how.
I mean,
see here, he drug tweeted like the rest of us.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Hey, live life to the fullest because tomorrow is never promised. That's all I gotta end it like right there, man. Live life to the fullest every day because tomorrow is never promised, baby. This is the PayDirt podcast.
The PayDirt podcast signing out. Peace, love, stay blessed.